So now we have more of a sense of what's going on with the politics. But what about the economics? Well, here, there's a couple of things to look at. First of all, how do people view the UK as an investment? Now, you can get a sense of that by looking at what's going on in currency markets. Remember during Brexit, how it was kind of going around up and down, depending on what was going on with that roller coaster. Well, here, the funny thing is, it was moderately stable in the last few days. Really weak, the pound, right now, against most other currencies. But it didn't seem to be moving until we got that news that Boris Johnson was going to resign. When that news broke, just look at what happened to sterling against the dollar. It shot up, and now it is a fair bit stronger than it was before. So there's a bit of kind of stability premium there. People relieved that we know a little bit more about what's going to happen now. But of course, the big question is, what are they going to do about economic policy? What can they do? And one of the big things they want to address is this. Both the Chancellor, the new Chancellor, and indeed Boris Johnson have talked a lot about the tax burden and the fact that it is getting up to the highest level that we've seen since the 1940s. That's the rate at which we pay tax, basically, as a percentage of GDP. And look at how high that's going up. But here's the issue. They want to cut that, but for some people, the pressure might be in the other direction. The Office for Budget Responsibility, they're the people, the government's kind of official forecasters, they produced this bit of analysis just now, looking at the change in long-term deficit as a result of things happening recently. So basically, the higher these bars are, the more the deficit's going to go up. You can see the fiscal position, actually, that's improved a bit recently, but look over to the other side. So demography's a bit worse, so fewer people being born, so less people to pay taxes. Net zero, the cost of net zero means that fewer taxes are coming in, petrol taxes, and then you've got social care and other factors as well. And you stack all of that up, and you're talking about quite a lot of extra costs. In fact, about £37 billion worth. If you wanted to get net debt, so the total national debt, down to the levels it was before the pandemic, you need to raise taxes by £37 billion, not cut them. And that is a lot. So that's one concern for the Prime Minister, leaving aside whether he's actually able to pass any of his legislation. But overshadowing everything is this, inflation. This shows you the inflation rate across the G7, so major economies around the world. Everyone thought that we had tamed it, that it was going to be low forever, and look at what happened. It has risen to the highest level that we've seen since the early 1980s, and the UK, that red line, is the highest of all. So it's that cost of living crisis that is going to remain the big economic challenge in the next few months.